Mr. Nice Guy wonders why his desires constantly remain unmet, despite appearing and getting admiration for being the nice guy in social interactions, whether that be with women that he'd like to sleep with, whether that be with his work colleagues, his family, or just his day-to-day interactions. This nice guy has the persona of being the nice guy at the end of the day. That's what the video is about. And a lot of people see him as this person. However, you kind of see quite quickly through these types of people is that they don't have your intentions at heart. Their actions are not sincere. They are looking exactly what they can gain out of the situation and not what you can gain out of it. And that's very much how they see the world, as very transactional. And I understand this is the way of the world a lot of the time, you would say. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back type of thing. And that's how the world works a lot of the time. However, like I say, it's very apparent that these young men in particular have not had the results in life that they truly desire, especially when that has become to dating. This guy probably believes that he deserves better than the results he's getting, if he's getting any results whatsoever. Whilst he might see guys around his age not treating women as well as he believes he would treat them, as they should be treated, and he's not getting the same results. They are with women that he would quite like to be with. And for this guy, there's a lot of built-up tension here. There's a lot of anger that can come out in, unforeseen circumstances. And you see this guy 95% of the time, he's calm, he's mellow, he's trying to ask, what can I do to help? Anything you need doing, all of this types of stuff. And in this modern world, it seems as very admirable to be selfless and to kind of put others' needs in front of your own. And I get this, and especially guys believe that women want that type of guy who will put them on a pedestal and not really think about themselves. They're thinking purely about the women. That's what they think that girls want, and that's what they think other people will look at them and admire them. But this is actually quite the opposite. And I've always been someone who's tried to probably put other people in front of my own needs for a lot of my life. And this has left me unhappy, unfulfilled. My desires have not been met, and that's the most important thing you can do, because you have to think about this. Let's think about this logically. If our desires are not being met, the things that we want in our life, whether that be the woman we want, the money we want, the work we want, the location, the freedom, whatever it is that you want in your life, if that's not being met, this is going to come across in your interactions day to day, and it's going to be very evident by your, energy, how you carry yourself, everything, that this is not being met. And that's how you're going to show up with every single other person, is you're going to be this person who comes across as needy, as might be quite passive aggressive. You see a lot of these people are very passive aggressive in their personas, and they're living below their means, whatever, and that can be a good thing. For me, I've always kind of done that. Maybe perhaps having the opportunity to go above and beyond, especially as a 20-year-old guy. It's very common for a lot of young guys. They will be flexing, they'll have the fancy Mercedes on finance, they'll have the Rolex watch, they'll be going to the nightclubs, buying bottles of champagne in the VIP sections, they'll be going to Ibiza, spending thousands of pounds on holiday, buying girls drinks, all of this stuff. That is very common amongst 20-year-old guys in particular. And for me, I did a very small section of that when I was 18, 19. It didn't do a lot for me. And I realised, I don't want to do this, and I'm going to actually do what I want to do. And I realised that the materialistic possessions wasn't making me any happier. It wasn't getting me better results. So when I actually stopped buying the stuff, stopped buying the fancy clothes, which I would spend a bit of money on, I realised, what? I'm actually so much more content with myself. I feel at ease. I don't have to impress anyone. I just want to wear clothes and stuff and buy things that I like, I feel comfortable in, and I'm not bothered what other people think. And the more and more you do this, you realise, okay, I don't need to impress anyone as long as I'm happy in myself. And you realise, sorry, I'm a bit ill at the moment, that you don't need a lot of things to make you happy. The most things that are going to make you happy are going to be the people you spend time with. They're going to be what you're working on day to day. Where are you waking up in the world? What are you doing? What's your calendar like? How much freedom? That's the most important thing in your life. How much freedom do you have? in your day-to-day life. If you have a lot of freedom, you're going to be a lot more happier. You're going to feel flexibility, and obviously a large part of that is your financial freedom. And we have to look at this, going back to the main topic of the video, of a lot of these nice guys, so to speak, is that it is a lot deeper than that. They're not looking after themselves physically and mentally. They might have once been going to the gym because they wanted to attract a woman. So they believe that going to the gym would be the thing to facilitate that, building the body, building the muscle, maybe learning a form of martial arts, getting some money. And all of these things go by the window. They hit the wayside once they believe they have attracted this woman. They're in their life. Maybe they now have a girlfriend. And this is completely gone. They would maybe had a really great sleep schedule. They were seeing their friends. That's all gone out the window because one woman who they might not even particularly want to be with showed them some level of interest, and they start doing all these other things. They start having movie nights. They start going to the furniture stores on the weekend. They start going to the Christmas markets. They start spending time with their girl's friends who they probably have nothing in common with and no interest, and they might not even like that person, but because it keeps the missus happy is a phrase you hear all the time, they will do whatever it takes to keep that woman in their life. I see this all the time. I've been in that situation somewhat when I was younger, and I figured it out. I figured a lot of younger things out when I was younger, that I realised I didn't want to live that life. I didn't want to live that stereotypical life of, finding a woman early that I didn't really want to be with, getting a house, getting a massive mortgage, buying the materialistic possession, getting a job that I hated, stuck 9 to 5, stuck in the same location, all of that stuff. You hear it a lot of time, but I've realised I genuinely, from a young age, I didn't want to live that lifestyle whatsoever. I've always had a vision of doing something more, doing something better for myself. And you'll hear a lot of people call you selfish for, not wanting to do that. To be like, you know what? I don't want to go furniture shopping this weekend. I'm not going to IKEA again. I'm not buying beds. I'm not buying, this stuff for the sofa. I'm not buying new kitchen equipment. I'm not buying this fancy rug or whatever. Before you know it, you're spending hundreds and hundreds of pounds on things that you don't even want in your life, and probably make your life more difficult, more hassle. You say, okay, you know what? It's a Saturday. I'm going to wake up whenever I want. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to the sauna. I'm going to meet my friend for a coffee after. Then we're going to go watch the football. There might be a big game on, whatever it may be. Maybe you go watch, Arsenal-Chelsea, 12 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday or something like that. Then you come back and be like, okay, you know what? I've had a good day. I might go work on my business for a couple of hours. Then it's 5, 6 and be like, okay, now I'll chill. So if you want to be a part of that, then that would be great. I'm going to watch a movie, we're going to get some nice food, I'm going to cook, get a takeaway, whatever it may be for you. Have a nice relaxing evening, and if you want to be a part of that, then that's great. But you should realise that your life, you shouldn't be fitting into other people's life. They should be fitting into you. And I'm not saying you should force anyone into this whatsoever. It's important you design this life that you desire to obtain, and then other people will come along into your life. Whereas a lot of young people, a lot of young guys, this is where they're going wrong, is they are designing a life that they think other people will want to join, and they won't do these things until they meet that person. But the thing is, they won't meet these people because they're not doing the things that they would do with that people, if that makes sense to you. So I'm saying you should just go and do that thing. You should go take that vacation. You should go to, I don't know, somewhere that might be nice, that you would like to go with your girlfriend. Say somewhere like Sardinia, a nice island in Italy. And you think, okay, well, I'm not going to do that on my own. I'm not going to go with the boys, that's gay and stuff like that. But you have to start living this life already to, build that subconscious image that you are that person. And also by using the beauty of social media, if you are advertising yourself as this person who travels, who has a lot of freedom, has a lot of flexibility in their life, has some money in their life, has an interest in life, most importantly, then you are going to attract those people that you are desiring into your life. And this is how you go about it. And that's the main thing for this video, is that you are building that life for you. You put your needs in front of your own to then go. That will attract the people that you want into your life. You're doing it the other way around. You're trying to please other people and being this fake person, being like a chameleon, being whoever they want you to be. But that's not truly you, and that will come out in, like I say, these outbursts of anger, pent-up frustration. And yeah, you don't want to be this type of person, and that will lead to a lot of unhappiness and misery in your life. And yeah, I would highly recommend reading the book No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover. I will leave a link and I'll put a picture on the screen now. Yeah, my voice is about to go. I've been really ill recently, so yeah, I'm going to get some more content out shortly, and my camera's about to die, so I'll end this video here. I hope it's been really helpful. I'm been glad to get back to recording, and we'll get more content out shortly. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video now. Take care.